have a picture I want to show you. This is my grandma, okay, and my grandfather. Okay, this is my grandmother and my grandfather. This is my mom's parents, my sister, my aunt, Maria. All right, this is her parents. This is in California. So when my parents came over, my mother, their family, my family came from Cuba. So my parents' side, my dad's side, I keep on confusing that. My dad's side went to Miami, went to Puerto Rico. My mother's side went to California. Okay, so this is their home that they were there. And my grandma, I believe you guys were there, what, like 5 years? 9 years? Okay, oh, never mind. I said something else. Okay, they were about 9 years, so good little time there in LA. Okay, anybody been on the West Coast? Never been. Farthest I've gone is Texas, that's it. So, here, they were there, and my grandma, she loved planting stuff, okay? My family on that side, farmers, okay? So they like to work the land, and they like to grow things, plant things. I mean, I remember one time she had a chicken coop in her backyard. And the next day, I don't see the chickens. And I'm like, where'd all the chickens go? It's like, you're eating it in a soup. I'm like, what? I was like, wait, I'm like a little kid. I'm like, I didn't get it. I was like, wait, hold on. And so, and I couldn't do that, man. She was just cold-blooded. I mean, she'd take them, snap their necks, and spin around. I couldn't do that. I like cringed one time. I stepped on a cockroach barefoot. I was like, oh gosh. I was like, I couldn't imagine snapping a chicken's neck in half. Forget that. But she planted this lemon tree over in California. Wow, how many years ago? That must have been in the 70s. So easily 40-something years ago? Wow, so 40 years ago, right? Planted this tree herself with her own hands 40 years ago. Why? Well, I asked Mom, I was like, why? I mean, Hispanics, if you know anything about Hispanics, we love our lemon trees, okay? Hispanics love our lemon trees. A few Hispanics here, they know what I'm talking about. All right, we love our lemon trees. I mean, some people will refuse to buy a house if it doesn't have a lemon tree, right? I mean, it's just that it has to have a lemon tree. My grandma, I have two grandmas. They both have lemon trees. All right? She made one. And this is when she planted in California. Well, my mom just went to California for the first time since, I think, 40 years. And 40, 30 years. And she went back and she went to the house that they used to live in and knocked on the door, opened and said, hey, I used to live here. I just wanted to, and the lady let her in. I'm like, you crazy. Hold on. I gotta say, who would you let in? That's psycho. I'm like, I used to live here like 50 years ago. You mind if I just walk in? Sure. I'm like, no, go away. Weird. No, I'm going to call the cops. So this lady, though, let my mom in. And so she's there. They're taking pictures of her old room. I mean, this lady was nuts. So she let my mom take pictures and do this. How did she not know? She was like scoping them out. Like, all right, that's what they got. Let's get, whatever. So she goes and they're there and she goes in the backyard. And what does she find in the backyard? But my grandma's lemon tree. Look at it. It's right here. It's this big one. Look at that. It's off to the left, right? It's huge now. Huge lemon tree. And my grandma, I asked my mom, why did she plant that tree? And I was like, well, yeah, she likes lemons. I remember, it was too much lemons always in the soup, but I loved it. It was great. And then just had it just because she liked to do it, right? And look at this tree now. You can even see there's still lemons growing on the tree, right? Still there, 40 years later. Now, the reason why it's interesting, the reason why I bring it up, and the reason why I have lemons here, is this last Friday was the 1 year mark since my grandma passed away. So she had passed away August 15th of last year. And I was thinking about this, and I was thinking about just obviously today and just the fact that my aunt found that picture just the other day. And then my mom had found that picture of the lemons and this tree that she took. And I just started thinking, I'm like, look what she did. She planted something. She planted something into the ground and moved away years later and even passed away. And that family is still benefiting and eating those lemons. That family is using lemons for their soup, the way my grandma used to make lemons for my soup. And so I was thinking about that, and I had this idea when it came to liberty. I was thinking about liberty and lemons, and I was throwing around some wacky ideas like, love, I should call this series like the Liberty Lemon Tree. She said, no, don't you dare. I was like, Liberty's lemons. I was like, no. So, but I was thinking about that. When I was thinking about liberty, I was thinking about lemons. This is what liberty is for. God saved us so we can serve. Jesus gave us liberty so we can be a blessing. That's what He's done. God is the most free agent, most free person in the world is our God. And He used His liberty to serve us. He used his freedom to come down and to be a blessing. And so have you ever heard the phrase, when life gives you lemons, make lemonade? No, that's very inefficient, because now you don't have a lemon, okay? No, all right? Don't do that. When life gives you lemons, don't make a lemonade, because now that's for you, right? You're going to drink it, and then you're done, okay? Even if you gave it away, that's 1 cup, now you're done. When life gives you lemons, plant a lemon tree. Plant a lemon tree. So not only for your family, but for your neighbors. And who knows who will come after you? Who knows who will come after you? When your time has come, you don't know the ramifications. You don't know what God can do with just one life. You don't know what God can do. And you might think it's insignificant. My grandma planted a tree. She put a lemon seed in the ground. I wonder if she would have thought, 40 years later, her grandson will be using that story and talking about the day she planted lemon trees to tell people about Jesus. Come on, I want you to absorb that. I know that's rain, so that's kind of weird. Hey, we live in Tampa, it's Florida. Guys, think about that. Just think about that last thing, because I don't want that one to slip by. That was the one that blows my mind. My grandma did an insignificant thing. She just planted a tree. She never would have imagined that by planting a lemon tree, her grandson would one day use that story to tell people about Jesus. Guys, never underestimate the smallest thing that you can do. And this is what we should be. Our liberty that God has given us is not so we can serve ourselves, not so we can bless ourselves, but to take what he's given us, put it in the ground, and to be a blessing for other people. When we do that, I mean, just imagine the results. If you live that life, that just, you know what, maybe in my time the things that I did weren't that big. But guys, things can continue on. God is still moving. Look at the result. And God is in control. So guys, I want you to think of that. Every time you think about lemons, I want you to think about liberty. I don't want you to think about my grandma too, but I want you to think about liberty. And that every time the world might say, hey, when life gives you lemons, make lemonade, we are incapable of making true lemonade that satisfies even our deepest thirst. But God is different. Take the lemons, the difficulty, the struggles, the insecurities, I'm not sure, and you take it and you plant it in the ground. I want you guys to think, what is a seed? Is a seed alive or dead? A seed is a seed in itself. There's life potential, but a seed is dead. A seed is dead. God can take a dead thing, and when you put it in the ground, bring out life. So guys, he can do that with each and every one of us. You might think that what you have is insignificant. You might think you're dead inside. Well, guess what? You're perfect. Because God can do something. He can bring life out of death. So just remember that, guys, that Jesus saved us to serve. And he gave us liberty to be a blessing. And it's not just permission to do whatever we want and behave a certain way, but it's liberty and the ability to live the right way.